Have you ever been at a party? Maybe you're having an amazing time and then, bam, you just hit a wall. Like 1 minute you're totally fine and the next your energy is completely evaporated. Well, today we're going to dig into why that happens and what it means to have an 8K brain.
So does this feel familiar? That feeling of your social battery just going from 100% down to zero in like a flash. It's an experience that can make you feel kind of isolated, right? Maybe even like you're doing something wrong. But I'm here to tell you, you're not.
What if the reason for this has absolutely nothing to do with being dramatic or, antisocial? What if your brain is simply processing the world in stunning, crystal clear 8K, while most other people are just cruising along in 720p? See, you're not just hearing the main conversation. You're processing the side chatter over there, the hum of the refrigerator, the subtle shifts in everyone's body language, and the emotional temperature of the entire room, all at once.
So, what's actually happening under the hood? This isn't just a personality quirk, it's a matter of raw processing power. And understanding this is the first step away from blaming yourself and toward really knowing yourself.
Okay, so the scientific term for this whole experience is called systemic overload. And it happens because of something called a gating mechanism. Now, you can think of that as a natural filter in the brain that decides which sensory details are important and which ones can just be ignored. Well, an 8K brain has a much weaker filter, which means it lets almost everything pour in at once. And that's what leads to feeling so completely overwhelmed.
This right here is the perfect way to picture it. Your brain is like a car engine that's constantly redlining just to stay in neutral. The amount of background processing you have to do just to exist in a busy space puts your nervous system under this intense, constant strain, even when you're just standing there trying to look relaxed.
Okay, so your brain is a high-performance machine. That is a feature, not a bug. But like any high-performance machine, it needs some specific maintenance to avoid overheating. So, let's talk about the single most effective tool for managing this, finding what we call your restorative niche.
A restorative niche is basically your personal pit stop. It's any quiet, low-stimulus space where you can just escape for a few minutes. Now, the crucial point here is that this is not about hiding. No, it's a strategic break to let your super processor brain cool down and, prevent a total system crash.
And you know what? These niches are everywhere once you actually start looking for them. It doesn't have to be some special room. Your car can be a perfect little sensory deprivation chamber, a quick walk to an empty stairwell, a few moments alone in a bathroom stall, or hey, just stepping outside for a breath of fresh air can be more than enough to reset your entire system.
The process itself is incredibly simple. Step 1, learn to recognize the early warning signs, that feeling of agitation or mental fog setting in. That's your cue. Step 2, politely excuse yourself. A simple, hey, I'll be right back is all you need to say. And step 3, and this is the most important part, just idle for 5 minutes. That means no scrolling on your phone, no checking emails, just sit, breathe, and let your engine cool down.
This is probably the most important thing to remember. It fundamentally changes how you see this entire experience. You're not flawed, you're not antisocial, you are a super sensor. Your ability to perceive so much of the world is a genuine strength, and just like any superpower, it simply requires a specific way to recharge. Man, understanding that is a complete game changer.
So I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. As you go about your week, start looking for these spaces. Where can you go for your 5-minute reset at work? Or at a friend's house? Even at the grocery store? Identifying your niches ahead of time is the first real step to mastering your social energy.